Hey everyone, so for today's long distance relationship video, I wanted to talk about the importance of having good communication. My husband and I, we were in a long distance relationship for about 5 years before I moved to the city where he was living in. So for those 5 years, it was really, really tough. I mean, most of our conversations were over the phone or via Skype. Back then, I actually did not even have a fancy phone at all. I was still under my parents' phone plan, and they had me at you know, I didn't even start off with texting. It was just like minutes that I had, when back in the day when, you could only talk unlimited after 9 o'clock or on weekends. Most of the time we'd have to wait until 9 o'clock until I could talk on the phone with him so that we didn't have to pay per minute that we were on the phone. And I think it wasn't until maybe like a year or two into our relationship where I was finally able to get texting. And when I did get texting, it was only like 200 texts for the whole month, which, when you look at things today, it's like I'll send a text that says okay, and it's just like a waste of a text compared to how everything used to be back then, where I would fit everything into one text message because I only had 200 texts for the whole month. But anyways, yes, most of our relationship was over the phone, via not FaceTime, via Skype at the time. And I think we'd use MSN Messenger as well. But anyways, it was really important for us to have good communication because we were in long distance and because we only got to see each other, once a month or once every other month or once every few weeks. It was really tough. And oftentimes when we were on the phone, I had to always constantly remind him, hey, are you still there? Are you listening to me? And I had to kind of help my husband, and he had to help me to really figure out the best way for us to communicate with each other. And for me, talking to him, I needed him to be verbal with me because I couldn't see him. I couldn't tell what his facial reaction was when I'm talking to him. When I'm talking to people, I naturally tend to pay attention to their any physical cues that they have, their body language, their tone, their facial expressions. It really helps me to understand and see them and how they feel and what their opinions are. But over the phone, it was really difficult to do that because all I could tell was his voice, the tone of his voice, and the things he was saying. So really, I had to ask him oftentimes, how are you feeling? Tell me what's running through your head right now. And it got kind of repetitive, and he got kind of annoyed of it after the first few times. But he began to understand that that's how I understand how he's feeling and his communication style by really sharing with each other, being verbal about things in our relationship. That was really important to us because we couldn't be there to see each other and to be able to tell how we were feeling just by looking at body language or facial expression. So it was really important for us to be verbal about everything. And I think that's really helped build our relationship and our communication to how it is today. I mean, it's not perfect at all, and sometimes I still have to remind myself that, my husband is more of a visual learner than he is, reading things or talking things out. So I have to constantly remember to, not have these expectations that he's going to be able to read my mind and read how, and know automatically how I feel. I need to verbally say things to him. I need to talk things through with him and say things out loud with him because that's how he understands and how he learns. And that's how we can build our communication so that we're both on the same page and not have, run into conflict of, different thoughts or opinions. So if you're in a long distance relationship, really practicing good communication, helping your partner to speak what's on their mind can really be helpful. But really practicing good communication is going to be essential to building a strong foundation for your relationship and, ultimate marriage. So that's today's quick tip for a long distance relationship. And we'll talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.